Okay, back out in the garage on a Saturday morning. I'll show you where I'm at with the car so far. I've finished out this closeout panel, or pretty close to being finished anyway. Got the welds ground down. You see the divots here, added in this corner piece. I've just got to finish this morning the back part of this. This is the passenger side, and then we're done here, and I can move on to the driver's side. But here's a cool thing. Look what showed up. I finally got my driver's side tail lamp bezel. That only took 6 months. My God, waiting for this forever. So that means that I can finally take care of buttoning up this driver's side quarter, which means I can weld everything in once I get this in position, and I can actually finish the underside of this car, hopefully get it sprayed soon and back on the frame. All right, so quick rundown on why this stuff takes so long. Flip that back around. You know, I thought, oh, you know what, let's get out here today. I'll put the tail lamp bezel in. I'll get the quarter welded up. Everything's good. And then it occurred to me that I didn't really think about what I'm going to do with this gas door. I've been back and forth with closing it in and then doing a filler in the box somewhere, which I think is what I'm going to do. So that's going to lead to some work on the quarter panel before it can go on. On this side, I'm still finishing the lower closeout that I had cut off. So now that I've got the ability, I'm going to weld it on the inside and outside, unlike the other side that I just did from the outside. I also am putting in shoulder strap seat belts. So while I'm at it, I'm going to put the bracket down below here. It goes on the inside, and on the other side, I'm going to have to reach through, plug weld it, and might as well take care of it on this side, much simpler. Yeah, so just things like that you got to finish out. I'm working on the tail lamp bezel area, so getting rid of the rest of what's here. You saw the Bondo and those previous little clips. Cleaning all this out, straightening it out, hammer and dolly, because it was hit. Everything was buckled, cutting out the rotten areas down below here, and I'm gonna end up doing that back corner. Once the quarter's on, I can do that one from the underside. Yeah, so it's like what I thought I would get done in a day is probably gonna take more than a few days, but I'll keep at it and make some progress every day. So right now we've got the tail lamp bezel in. So I've just marked where I'm going to be sanding off, just so I know where I'm going to be welding. Got some notes here. I've got to bring this side up a bit. This is sitting flat, but the piece below is low. Everything's kind of just screwed together. Quarter panel's all screwed on. So right now everything's looking really good. I'm going to pull this all off, and I'm going to finish all the insides, get it all coated before I put it back on the car for good. Good morning. Welcome back to another day on the indecisive El Camino build. Indecisive because I can't make up my mind on things. I keep wavering, and here we are again. I'm back to putting the gas cap in its proper location. So we're gonna stick with a stock location. I'm gonna make that work out. One of the things I am changing though is I'm running shoulder strap seat belts, and I've put the mount. It goes in the inside here. I was stupid and should have done it on the other side, but I'll have to fish that one through. So the lower mount, the retractor, goes down below. I've got to make a mount up above on the pillar here for the top portion, so that it goes across. Just want some safety in the car. So right now, the inside and outside of the fender, the quarter here has been prepped. I've gone around and sanded down all the areas I'm going to weld. I've got screws in incremental places that are holding things in, and as I go along and weld, I'll be pinching with vice grips all the way along as I weld. I'll show you what I did on the gas filler door. So the inner wheel well here, I didn't want to cut that out because I didn't like the idea of the old style kind of gas cap. So what I've done was I've cut out the area here for the spring mechanism to work the door, And in here, I'm gonna put a 1/4 turn cap that'll come out. And then this will all get sealed, so when you're washing your car, water's not ending up going down inside. And that was my biggest concern, was after doing all this work, you know, you're gonna get water inside. So I'm gonna spend a little time welding this up, tacking it in good places so that it holds well, and then we'll seam seal the whole thing before paint. Aircraft style 1/4 turn, you just flip it and open. So this is going to slide right in there. See how that'll sit flush? There you go. Just sitting there for now, but that's how it's going to be. So when you open the gas door, boom, there you go. Whew. All right, check this out. New tool day. I got a hydraulic punch. And so what I'm doing is just knocking out the holes for my AC unit. I originally drilled a pilot, and I did a little 1/2 inch hole. And then what you do is you step up to the bigger one. So this is a 3/4 inch. So this is the unit here. It's got a hydraulic pump and a hose. So then it just goes through the hole now to keep enlarging it, and I can keep stepping up. 3/4 is where I think we need to be, hopefully. And just set this up, and you can check out how this works. So what I'm doing is sticking it through the hole from this side, and then I can reach through the cowl and behind here and thread the punch on. Okay, so I tighten that one up. Feel that going in there. See if I can get a bit more angle for you. Okay, and so all I'm doing here is punching on the lever, or sorry, pushing on this lever. And I'll just punch this so it doesn't take off. It starts to get tension. Hear it punch out. A couple more. Oh, it falls right out. So that's how fast it punched that hole in sheet metal. It will do thicker metal as well, but it's making short work of this. Saves me having to go through a bunch of step drills and making a mess inside the cowling. So anyway, just thought I would share that with you. Maybe you've seen them before. I thought it was cool. I saw a guy doing it online and picked it up on Amazon. It was on Prime Deal Days, so it's pretty cheap. I'm laying on my back under the dash. So what I do is I put the hydraulic punch through the front, and then I've got the knockout. I reach up behind here, screw it on. I can get under there. Just gonna start pumping the hydraulic part. And hear that? It just popped right through. So I'll pump it a few more times here. There you go, knocked out. So that's how easy it is. Got 2 holes out, got 2 more to go. Well, after spending the day cleaning up all of the welding spots here, sanding everything down along the entire car, I moved on to cleaning up the bed, and unfortunately I found some more rot around these wheel tubs. When I was coming in from the top to patch, I found all kinds of rust. So it looks like I'm going to be mini tubbing somewhat. We've cut an 1.75 inch strip, and I've widened the tub on the inside, cut out the box accordingly, so that brings me up to the third ridge here, exactly against it, which I had to trim part of the support beam that runs that way, and then I capped it off behind the tub so that I've got something to weld to, and it all got weld through primer put on it before I start welding here. So what I'll do is I'll tack in the center, because it's just me holding this thing in, so I'll tack in the center, and then I can jump under the car to kind of bring that tighter, tack it, and then tack the front and work my way all around. And the car's in the rotisserie, so I can rotate it to weld the inside. So I'll show you from underneath what's going on here. So you can see that that strip's been put in, and I've ground down where I've got a weld on both sides, tacked it in on the one side, And we'll be tacking it on this side now. So just a couple of clamps here and there holding it so that it doesn't fall on me. It's already happened. It's fallen through and I have to get out of the car and do it again. So anyway, gonna climb up inside now and weld it in position. It is paint day. I'll show you what I got going on. I've got the bottom of the car all sanded. All of the seam sealers in. The wheel tubs, well, I don't know if I showed you, but I ended up widening them 2 inches. That was a big chore because dumb me went and put everything together and then I had to rip it all apart. So that was a fun one. Both sides. So what I ended up doing was putting a stepped kind of strip in, and that is on the inside tubs. So the outer wheel tubs are complete as they were. Inner tubs, they were widened. I'll show you from this side here. You can see in the box. There you go. So not worrying about that right now, worrying about the underside today. And what I'm doing is painting it with Steel It, which is like a stainless steel kind of paint. It's got stainless steel flakes in it, which inhibits corrosion, and it's really durable, almost like a powder coated finish. So I'm hoping that looks really good on the bottom. If it doesn't, I can always go and do what everyone else does and rubberize, rocker guard it or whatnot, rhino liner, that kind of thing. But I'm thinking this is gonna look pretty cool, and it's got a real cool satin finish, nothing glossy, which will look great against the black frame. Which of course now I have to notch to make way for these wheel tubs, but that's another episode. So, all right, let's get to painting. How's it going? Okay, so a couple takeaways on the whole Steel It painting thing. Number one, it looks amazing. Number two, I used a cheap gun, Harbor Freight, Princess Auto kind of thing, with a 2.3 nozzle on it, so it needs to be pretty thick to spray this stuff. Yeah, I think the results look amazing. It's gonna harden like powder coated finish. It's a cool satin silver. Anyway, that's it for this episode, and I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Lots of views, not a lot of subscriptions, so let's keep this going. Cheers, bye.